Welcome, welcome. We are live here today on this beautiful Wednesday. How's everybody doing? Great to see everybody. We got a lot to talk about today. It's going to be fun. For the next hour, we will hang out and talk about smart home stuff, Apple Home. Of course, we just had WWDC recently, so lots of good stuff to talk about. Developer betas are out now. I see some of you guys are in the chat already talking about some of that. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun hour, and I'm really excited today because it's the first Wednesday of the month, and that means after this stream we will do our members video call, which we do every month. So I see there's a lot of members here in the chat. If you're a member, be sure to jump on that Zoom call later. That's always a lot of fun as well. So let's say hi to some folks real quick. We've got some things that I just want to share with you. Some of the stuff from WWDC. We'll discuss all that, and then we'll do a Q&A, like we usually do here on these live streams for about the last half of the stream. You guys can ask me whatever you want about Apple Home, Smart Home, or anything else. And they get kind of interesting sometimes. So let's say hi to some folks real quick. I see the chat's already taken off. Well, let's see. We got Larry is here. What's up, Larry? How you doing today? Garrence. Patrick is here. What's up, Patrick? Lone Star Trent is here. George, what's up, George? Silver Hammer Surveillance is in the house. How you guys doing today? What's the weather like? It is getting hot. It's finally feeling like summer here. It is brutal. It's getting pretty brutal already. Paul here, 62 in West Virginia today. All right. 80s, after a week in the 80s. Ready for the live stream. Awesome. Thank you for joining us and hanging out here today. Excuse me. Yeah, we got as usual, I've tried to cover some new products and things like that in the news. So we got some of that stuff to talk about once we get through the WWDC stuff and all the new stuff. Don Powers is here. What's up, Don? Put the betas on my iPhone, watch, and iPad. No issues so far. Brave man right there. Very much so. Let's see. We got 64 degrees in New York, Troy, New York. Super pumped for the live stream. Awesome, Edgar. Thank you for joining us here today from Edgar's Tech. Excuse me. All right, good stuff. Well, let's just go ahead and jump right in. And, you guys feel free to chat, and I'll try my best to kind of check out the chat as we go. We've got a few things to talk about. First of all, I want to mention, again, a lot of members here in the chat. It looks like if you're not a member and you want to become a member, support the channel even further, you can do that about $5 a month. You can hit the join button below, or there should be a pinned comment here where you can join and get some perks like our members only Discord server, where I'm always in there pretty much every day trying to interact with everybody, and it's a lot of fun. A cool place. We also do member video chats like Zoom calls every month, which again, that's today, so super pumped about that. And yeah, you can hit that link up above if you want to become a member. And big shout out and thanks to all of the existing members. You guys are awesome, and definitely help out. Let's see, is it just me or did Shane's sound just drop out? How's the sound, guys? Am I coming in loud and clear? Looks like I'm good on my end. Let me know if there's any technical difficulties. Patrick says, sounds normal to me. Okay, thank you, Patrick. Frederick, sounds good. Awesome. Okay, cool. So maybe it was just a little fluke there on your end. So first up, like I said, WWDC. We did a little WWDC watch party in our Discord, in the members Discord, during the event, which was really cool. That was always fun. So, in the past, I'll be watching WWDC and different Apple events at my house. I'm getting all excited and trying to talk to my wife and anybody else who's around, and they just don't care. So it's always fun to do those little watch parties where we can kind of chat throughout the whole event. Other people who are also excited about a lot of that stuff. Now, what did you guys think? I mean, we had some new things that were announced. So we had, of course, there's the new MacBook Air, Mac Studio update. There is the new Mac Pro, and of course, the Vision Pro. So we got to talk about this. I know we're all smart home stuff, but man, this thing looked amazing. I wasn't, one of the ones lucky enough to go get a test or a demo of this, but man, it looks so cool. I've been watching a bunch of the other creators who've been doing demos, who got to go do demos of this thing, and it looks pretty cool. Everybody seems to be pretty pumped about it. Let's see. Brian says Shane needs to partner with Apple for a Vision Pro giveaway. Yeah, right. Wouldn't that be nice? Let's see. Patience is not a virtue in the Langerbeer household. Can't wait for early next year. I'm right there with you, George. Yeah, I'm super pumped. Obviously, $3,500 is, kind of the elephant in the room. It is super expensive. Definitely not for everybody, but this is one of those, definitely first-time adopters, the tech enthusiasts, content creators. I'm gonna get to use that excuse. Content creator. I'll tell the wife. It's for the YouTube channel. It's for you guys, right? So we'll see how well that goes. You guys might have to come looking for me. Yeah, $1,500 is too much. Corey says working overtime the rest of the that's what I'm talking about there. At least you got some time to. I actually just said that to somebody there recently. At least we got some time to start saving right now. That's the good part about it. Early next year, I guess you could say. I've watched many YouTube videos on the Vision Pro. In my opinion, one particularly interesting one has the title "Apple Just Killed Meta." Marketing expert's opinion. Yeah, I think there's still going to be a place for like the Quest and stuff until Apple is able to make a more cost-friendly one, because there's lots of people still who are, they're not going to be able to, they're not going to want to fork out that kind of money. So I think there's still a place for a while for it, but man, it does look incredible, unlike anything. I have the Quest 2, and so I'm a fan of it, but I kind of get into these modes where I'm using it for a while, and then it sits on a shelf for 3 months, and then I use it for another month. And anyway, so this looks pretty awesome. Can't wait to see what Apple, does with it. George says, this is the most excited I've ever seen all the content creators in unison. Every single one of them that got a demo seemed blown away. Yeah, I agree. I watched a number of them. I didn't watch all of them, but I watched quite a few that I could last day or two. And yeah, they do look pretty pumped. And that's exciting, because yeah, it's just really exciting. I can't wait. I think that might be the first non-smart home video that I do here on this channel. Maybe I'll get one and try it out, and I might do a video on it. Might have to. 3,500 is too much. Yeah, it's a lot for sure. In my opinion, the best WWDC I've seen in quite a few years, Patrick said. Yeah, it's exciting to see Apple get into a new product category. I really felt like this is kind of the step into the future. So I think this is just the first step into a future that we all will be looking at eventually with this kind of technology. And so that's pretty cool. Lone Star Trent says, if we have to come looking for you over the headset, we'll make sure you're still breathing, but we'll take the helmet. Oh man, that's dirty. You're gonna do me like that, Lone Star Trent. Lone Star Trent using his 10-month member chat. So reminder, you guys, if you're a member, you have these member chats. I think you can use these once a month. You get one of these. So thank you, Lone Star Trent, for being a member for 10 months. I do appreciate the support, even though you're gonna leave me hanging and take my VR headset. No, I don't blame you. Just make sure I'm breathing first, I guess. That's cool. Let's see. All right, so we'll move on from the the Vision Pro. We could probably talk all day about that. I'm sure we'll be talking about it more in the future. But let's keep going to some more home-related stuff and iOS, that kind of thing. So first up, you may have noticed there will be no more hey to try not to set off your devices Siri. So Oh, and I do have the beta running over here, and yeah, that does work. So I don't know how you guys feel about this. Let me know in the comments, in the chat, what you think about this. I do like the fact that it'll be easier, you know, more conversational, I guess. I'm not super thrilled with the fact that I feel like I'm going to have more false triggers now. You guys let me know, especially with a daughter whose name is Macy. So my HomePods already think that I'm calling Siri when I call my daughter's name most of the time. Well, often enough, I should say. So we'll see how those false triggers goes. Oh, and I'm triggering Siri over here on my beta. Sorry about that. Oh, sorry. Did I hit the button? Sorry, guys. My bad. How long was I doing that? Let's see. Yep. We are testing out. So I did not mean to do that, but yeah, this is, yeah, trying out a new setup. So obviously, still new at it. We got a second camera today. So first time we're doing that in the live stream. I gotta love live streams. I like the fact that you can use back-to-back requests. Yeah, Paul, that definitely is the plus side for sure. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure on the false triggers. That worries me a little bit. Just triggered my device a couple times already over here. But yeah, definitely the fact that you'll be able to continue to talk and submit, I guess, multiple requests without having to use the trigger word, the wake word each time. That's definitely good. So excited about that. You tried to tell me, okay, thank you, Jeff. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's yeah, and I kind of hope this too. B.O. Paul, I'm not sure how to say your username there. Sorry about that. But yeah, I kind of hope so too, just in case I do have a lot of those false triggers. I hope it'll be an option, but we'll see. So tired of having to say hey every time. Yeah, I do think that maybe being able to use multiple commands without having to use the wake word each time could be nice. Maybe that'll help. But yeah, it would be nice to have the option so we can kind of try. Or maybe like give us the option to change the wake word. That would be kind of nice. And I haven't played, so I know some of you guys probably have already started using the betas. Let us know if you've got any experience with any of this stuff. I hesitate using the betas. I'll be honest, I'm scared to use betas on my primary devices, developer betas especially. I did put the beta on one of my iPads. I haven't put it on my main iPhone yet. And I don't think, sorry, allergies got me going a little bit. My eyes itching today. But I don't think I'm not a big enough YouTuber yet to have multiple phones. So maybe one of these days we'll do that. And I can have one phone just for playing with betas, but I'm not there yet. Yeah, right, exactly. What's up, Brad? How's it going? Listening while working. All right, well, don't work too hard. Glad you could hang out and listen with us. Betas on the watch. Michael has betas on the watch, phone, and iPad. Very brave. All right, first time running a beta on my phone. BRR Isaac says no issues yet. Very good to hear. Now I will go ahead and say, if you're wondering and thinking about it, I recommend not doing it if it could completely interrupt, especially your workflow or, your daily use. Be careful with those betas. Apple won't provide support if you're running a beta, as far as I know, and start having issues. It's use at your own risk, I should say. Lone Star Trent, all the betas, but the Mac, the new Watch OS does look very nice, but I'm not daring enough to run the betas. Michael says makes controlling HomeKit much easier. Let me know, Michael, what makes running HomeKit or Apple Home much easier. What about the betas? Okay, so let's see, moving on. All right, so I got to get my buttons are I've switched my buttons around since I have a new camera or a different camera that I'm using. So another thing that was introduced, we'll cover real quick, standby mode. So I've seen a couple of videos on this already, and let's see, Eric Wieland posted a video on this. Also, Apple Insider, I think, posted a video on standby mode. So go check those out on YouTube. But basically, when you put your iPhone, when you put it on the charger in horizontal mode, you'll get these kind of looks like a dashboard, really. It could be the beginning of some sort of home display, I think. You can, and there's no examples here, but you can add your home icons or home accessories here too. So that's kind of nice. Next is also interactive widgets. So this is really nice. You can actually have widgets that you can control, interact with right here. So be careful putting like your garage door or something on your home screen or your front door lock, because you might accidentally trigger it, or open it. But you can do interactive widgets, and also there's some there is some lock screen stuff. So let's see. I was playing around with the interactive widgets. I don't know if you guys can see that, but they seem to work pretty well right here. So these are a couple that I've got. So light off and back on. I was gonna say hopefully. And yeah, it seems to be like on and off for lights. Excuse me. I don't think you can control color or anything, at least as of right now. But yeah, it's pretty nice. So I was thinking it might be cool. So you see I've got a calendar over here, my weather. You could almost set up your own kind of like dashboard, home dashboard maybe. Still really limited, but it's kind of cool. You can do something like this probably. And let's see, the lock screen is, you're kind of limited to just this side over here, at least it looks like right now. But you can do different home widgets on your lock screens, and you can kind of control accessories right from here. I don't really want to open my garage door or anything right now. But yeah, what do you guys think about those updates? Are you happy about them? Do you wish there was more? Let's see, we got a member for 5 months here, AOA7. What if I send text message saying, you know what, do this, and your phone reading the text for you in voice while other phone next to it? It'll probably trigger Siri. So yeah, definitely will probably happen. I have not tried that personally, but I would imagine so. And thank you for being a member for 5 months. PokeMaster says, wish there was more. Do you think interactive widget is going to allow apps like Controller and Home Plus to work without launching the app? I would love for this. I don't know at this point. I don't think it's possible. There are a couple of the HomeKit app developers that I'm in contact with. So I'll and there's one of them right there. Aaron Pierce says no. So as of right now, Aaron Pierce makes a lot of awesome HomeKit widgets. So go check out all his Home Pass. You got to help me out here. Home Pass, Home Cam, lots of great HomeKit widget apps. Sorry. Check those out, but Aaron says it doesn't let us do it, unfortunately. So as HomeKit is inaccessible from widgets for third parties. Okay, so I suppose that could change. It would be awesome if that did happen, but unfortunately it doesn't look like the case right now. Next up, we've got, let's see, get my camera straight here. Next up, this was interesting to me. So I see you can now use your iPhone to find your Apple TV remote. So who would have thunk? This was one of the things I was kind of complaining about when the new updated Apple TV remote came out. I felt like it was such a missed opportunity not to put, ultra wideband in there so that we could use our iPhone like we use Find My. It doesn't look like this is ultra wideband, so I think this is using Bluetooth. I don't think it specifies in here. But I'm pretty sure this is just using Bluetooth, so it's not going to be quite as good as using like an AirTag, but definitely a step in the right direction. So very glad to see that. Let's see. And Garrett says, so I figured out how to send a member chat. You did, and you have been a member for 14 months. So thank you so much, Garrett, for being a member for that long of the chat. I do appreciate it very much, or being a member of the channel. Shane, did you get any of your top 5 wishes for HomeKit? For HomeKit in this release? Another member chat from Greg. Thank you, Greg, for being a member for 20 months. Let's see, what were my top 5? I know my top 3. I know 2 of them for sure. I'm trying to remember what I said was my top 3. I know 1, make your HomeKit hubs, like being able to choose which HomeKit hub you want to use. That didn't happen, at least not yet. Let's see. Garrett says, wow, that's really distracting. What's distracting, Garrett? Let me know. Also, let's see, what was the other one that I really want? Also, like restrictions, as far as I could tell, you still can't do anything like that. So no, in other words, it doesn't look like. And then Joe says, will we need a new remote for that? And I don't think we'll need a remote for that. I think that's a part of tvOS 17. So this is actually listed under the tvOS preview, tvOS 17 preview. So we're also getting FaceTime coming to Apple TV. So that's kind of nice. I know a lot of people have wanted to see that. So that's coming. But yeah, this is listed under tvOS 17. So I think it'll be through a firmware update. And I don't know if it's every Apple TV remote or just the newer ones. I would assume, let's see, does it say? It doesn't say. I would assume at least all the silver ones, maybe the older ones, any of the Apple TV 4Ks. I'm not 100% sure on that yet. Garrett says, the display of the member chat is distracting. Well, that's kind of the point, so that we can see the member chats. We don't want to miss those. So at least I don't want to miss those. Let's see. And Paul says, I like the fact that you can FaceTime on Apple TV. Yeah, I think that's really cool. So this makes me definitely want to use it more. Honestly, I don't use FaceTime a whole lot. So this makes me want to use FaceTime more. It seems like it would be really cool to use, with like the family and iPad or something, and with the family and FaceTime and other people and stuff. And Paul's been a member for 14 months. So thank you, Paul, for being a member and supporting the channel. And something else that we got is an updated control center here in Apple TV. So, I mean, no real new like functionality or anything, especially with HomeKit or anything like that. But we did get, a redesign, I guess. And I actually shared over on Instagram, Nikias posted a good reel, and I shared that where he was kind of showcasing this updated UI for the control center. I shared that earlier on Instagram. And Larry says, from what I hear, it works on Bluetooth and it's not exact. It just shows kind of like a radar screen and lets you know when you're close to the remote. Yeah, it would have been awesome if it used that ultra wideband. Again, missed opportunity. Would be really nice to be able to utilize that, but what are you gonna do? Thank you, Jeff. Siri remote 2nd gen or later. So does that include all of the silver ones, even the silver one with the USB, the lightning port and the USB? I don't know. I think it is. So 2nd gen would have been that one, if I'm not mistaken, right? All silver, even with lightning. Thank you, Brian, breaking it down for me. Very good. So yeah, if you have any of the remotes with the silver remote, you should be able to use that feature. So I'm curious. I've got, I don't have one in my Apple TV up here, but let's see, I usually use those little silicone like Apple TV cases with an AirTag where you put an AirTag in it. So I'm curious to see if I'll be able to, if it's good enough to replace that and I can use my AirTag for something else. I'm not sure. What's your opinion on profiles on Apple TV? I think it's really half-baked. I'm curious, Charlie, what more would you like to see out of profiles on the Apple TV? Honestly, it's okay. I mean, it does its job, in my opinion. Like, I really just use my primary profile. And me and my wife, we don't watch a whole lot of stuff without each other because we just don't watch a ton of TV. So we usually watch stuff together. That's kind of, when we're spending time together. So I have my profile, then my daughter does have her own profile, and she uses that, and it's been great. I mean, like I said, it keeps, all the kids shows and stuff separate from mine. So in that regard, it works well. It's baked into Siri shortcuts, so you can do, you can switch profiles with Siri shortcuts. I really like that. Would like to sit down in front of the Apple TV, click my profile, or approve login with my iPhone and access any of my save for each user. It should be able to switch accounts on third-party apps. Oh yeah, I see. So yeah, I know what you mean. So if you open up Disney Plus, for example, you have to choose which profile on Disney Plus. Yeah, that would be nice. I don't know if we'll see something like that come. That would be nice. It's still no limiting access for HomeKit. Okay, so let's see. Moving on. We've got, find my remote. Let's see, another thing that did show up here. So specifically for us HomeKit users, activity history, and this is part of iOS 17 preview. Activity history lets you see who locked or unlocked the door and when. It also shows recent activity for garage doors, contact sensors, and your security system. So that's pretty nice. So it looks like we'll have some sort of activity history, at least for certain accessories, maybe not all accessories. I was thinking it would be just secure accessories first when I was reading this, because it says garage doors and door locks, but then contact sensors are not considered secure accessories. So I'm not sure how they'll determine, which accessories will show us history. But either way, looks like we've got doors, garage doors, and contact sensors and security systems coming soon. So that's really cool. And I'd like to see this baked into a little bit the manage access portion of HomeKit. So if you have home key locks, for example, when certain, and I think this will be the case, when a certain person uses their code, it'll tell you, you'll get notified, Caroline has unlocked the door or Shane has unlocked the front door. So that'll be cool to be able to see that history there. With the locks and hopefully maybe security systems. I'd like to see some more of that functionality built in, but I'm not sure yet. Do you think it's worth getting an Apple TV if all you have is an iPad and you use an Android phone? I mean, I do enjoy. If you do have an iPad, you can do a lot of setup and stuff like that from your iPad probably, but you definitely get more of the benefits and just that Apple magic when you're using your iPhone. You can use your iPhone to type in passwords for the Apple TV and just all kinds of stuff like that. But it's just my preferred streaming device, the Apple TV. I like it as far as just the operating system, the layout and everything. So I really do enjoy it. So I would probably say yes, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Everybody else can feel free to chime in. Yeah, a car already does that in there. Yeah, a lot of these apps do that kind of stuff in their apps. So it'll be nice to see that come to HomeKit. And another thing that will be coming to HomeKit is they said, let's see, and I thought it was on this page, but it's not. They said, let's see, tap to unlock and PIN codes will be available for Matter compatible locks. So that's really nice. I'm happy to see that. Tap to unlock is basically I think that's like Apple HomeKey. So you can just tap to unlock. I assume that's what that means. And then PIN codes, so you can have, different PIN codes. You can create PIN codes for your guests. You can do all that within the Apple Home app for your HomeKey locks and different locks. And up until that comes, you're not able to do that with Matter compatible locks. So it's always a bummer if you're using like a Matter product into HomeKit or Apple Home and you lose any functionality. That's a bummer. So being able to have that functionality with your Matter compatible locks is a big win, I feel like. So I'm happy to see that. What is the difference between Apple TV and the app? Oh man, I did a whole video about this a long time ago because there's Apple TV, the hardware, there's Apple TV, the app, there is Apple TV channels and HomeKit, and it's just all very confusing. I mean, you can get the Apple TV app without having the Apple TV box. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just the Apple TV box is a streaming device. It's hardware. And then there is an Apple TV app also. The naming kind of sucks. The app sucks. End of story. Oh, are you talking about Apple TV app? I use it all the time. So I would disagree with that one. Where can I get a t-shirt like that? So I got these. I don't know, somewhere down there. I have some merch that you can get. I've got some of these and some different shirts. Should be a link somewhere on YouTube for that. Let's see, Garrett says Apple TV is a small hardware box with its own CPU and memory, thus it's an always-on device, which works nicely. Your explanation was much more elegant than mine. Thank you, Garrett. Yeah, so Apple TV box, the hardware can obviously do a whole lot more. Works as your your HomeKit hub. Can control your smart home. Does all the processing, or it can do all the processing for your smart home automations. HomeKit secure video, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's definitely some stuff there that makes it different and a benefit. And you can't play games with the Apple TV app. Yeah. You can play games with the Apple TV box? I'm just kidding. Does anybody play games on the Apple TV? I'm curious. Every now and then I'm like, ooh, that game looks cool. I download it. I play it once, and I never play it again. Oh, Angry Birds. Okay. I saw there's a Ninja Turtles game too, and I want to play that one because, Ninja Turtles, come on. That's awesome. But I need to get a controller. I'm not much of a gamer, so I don't have controllers laying around, but I do want to play that one. I hear the Shortcuts app is getting revamped in iOS 17, but wasn't mentioned in the presentation. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, that'll be fun to check. I feel like Shortcuts has continuously gotten little updates, some big and at least little updates every year. So I'm excited to kind of check these out and look in the betas. A lot of times we'll see new stuff and new actions, new capabilities that come through the betas that, they never really talk about they really never talk about Shortcuts in the keynotes. So that'll be cool to see. Favorite Ninja Turtle? That's a tough one, man. Wow, that's a tough one. I don't know. Michelangelo, I guess, for the humor factor. Let's see. Okay. What do we got next? Oh, I did want to share with you, speaking of HomeKit, I don't think I showed this earlier. There are some, let's see, utilize my top-down camera if I can get my buttons right. It does look like there are some changes too in the Home app. So did you guys notice this? So let me see if I pick a light. So the interface is a little different. So there's a different color picker now. So this looks different than it did before. So you got your temperature up here, you have swatches, and then you can save different ones down here. And I'm changing lights here in my room as we speak. So I don't know. if anybody cares about that, but it is a change. So I also saw, and I haven't gone through this in depth. If anybody else has noticed some changes, let us know. There's also, looks like some changes to the thermostat. So somebody mentioned this in our Discord. So yeah, I kind of like the way that looks right there. And there may be some other changes, but those are the ones we've noticed so far. Has anybody else noticed any other changes in the Home app? I wonder if we'll see any more through the betas. Yeah, I agree with that, Brian, 100%. That's the first thing I noticed. So let's see if I go back to my studio. So what Brian is talking about here is if you tap on a device, like before you had your 6 colors right there, like your favorites. So now you have to tap again in order to get those. So I agree with Brian there. These are small things that they could still change in the betas, so maybe leave some feedback. But yeah, I agree with you. It's nice to be able to quickly get to like your favorite colors, and now you do have to tap again in order to get there. So I agree with that. I'll miss that as well. Anybody know how to fix the issue of family members not getting invites? Since the new architecture update, I still can't find a way. So there are some things. I went through this recently with a friend. We've talked about this on our Discord server a number of times with other members who have had this issue. You guys feel free to chime in if you have any experience with this. With my friend, what he recently, and he was just getting started. So I had him check a couple things and he was just like, screw it. He just nuked his whole smart home because he literally was just starting off. He had like 2 or 3 smart home devices. He just erased the smart home, started over, and then the invites and everything worked just fine. Do check that keychain access is turned on your family members' devices. That's one of the things that could be a problem. And yeah, if anybody else has suggestions, drop them in the chat. I know that's been kind of an issue for some people. So. And of course, all the usual stuff, make sure all the devices are up to date, restart hubs, restart your devices, all that kind of stuff. Tracy says, I had to nuke mine as well. Yeah, that's definitely a last resort if you've already got an established smart home set up, but it does seem to work at least. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and jump. We'll do a Q&A here soon. If you guys have any questions, I'll drop a Q&A where you guys can submit questions, and I'll go through those. First, let's talk about a few new Matter products, or Matter and HomeKit products. We usually have some. I've been seeing just more and more of these like Matter products coming out, which is cool to see for sure. So this is one right here. They reached out to me, and maybe I'll try some of these smart bulbs. I don't personally use a whole lot of smart bulbs, but these are some Matter smart bulbs, and the price is pretty good on these. So I mean, you can see you got a 4-pack here for $50. You get a 2-pack for $30. They support Matter, and then they have these which look a little bit more expensive. So I don't know. I think these maybe have a dedicated, so RGBW. Still not bad pricing there. So we got, more products that are coming to HomeKit. Just wanted to share this. They've got some different types of bulbs here. I know a lot of people like smart bulbs. I don't use a lot of them. Has anybody used any of these? Let's see. Aqara Lock U100 thoughts. Well, let's see. We've got the Aqara Smart Lock, and it is coming soon. They've been teasing a release date for tomorrow, so stay tuned and look out for that. They do have their website up now on the Aqara page right here. Works with Apple Home, supports Matter over a Zigbee bridge, so you'll be able to use Matter. You'll be able to use this with Matter if you have it connected to a Zigbee bridge, like one of the Aqara hubs. And I mean, this thing just, it does it all. It does everything. Fingerprint, home key, let's see, keypad, fingerprint, does NFC, traditional key, which is kind of hidden away there. This thing really does everything. And yeah, it'll come in 2 colors. Let's see, do they have the colors down here? I think they do somewhere. Sorry for all the scrolling. Yep, 2 colors. You got a silver color and a darker shadow gray color. That'll kind of match the doorbell, the G4 doorbell. Let's see what you guys are saying. Just got a Nano Leaf A19 matter bulb. Seems it doesn't have adaptive lighting support. Yes, that is true. Unfortunately, I have not seen a, let's see, well, I've used a few matter lights, actually at least 3 or 4 different ones, only one bulb, but none of them support adaptive lighting so far, so that seems to be an issue with matter lighting products. Unfortunately, you know, Nanoleaf has always had adaptive lighting. They have not been able to get that to work with their matter products yet. Hopefully they'll get that fixed. That's because matter doesn't support adaptive lighting yet. Yeah, hopefully in the future. Good afternoon. Hey, HomeKit Techie, ran out of a meeting to make it a live stream. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. I'm glad you can make it. We still got some time left here too. So awesome. Great to have you. Green Arrow adaptive lighting is the only reason I ever use smart bulbs. I like it more than I thought I would. Yeah, I do definitely like it too a lot, especially for certain lights in my house. So I hope they get that worked out with matter soon. Let's see. Have they said I don't think they've announced the price of the lock, but like I said, stay tuned. It's coming soon. And there is usually, a car pretty much always has launch discounts. So stay tuned for that. I'll share everything I have, discount codes and all that stuff as soon as they release that for sale officially. In your experience, is matter out of the box better than a updated to supported devices? Yeah, so far my experience with matter has been getting better and better over the past few months. So at first, you know, early in the year, it was just firmware updates to support matter. That was real rocky. It's been getting better with these out-of-the-box products. I really like connections. The pairing process for new products has gotten way better. So I'm really happy about that. It seems to be getting better for sure. Okay, and speaking of locks, I did want to share this one with you. So this came across my desk recently. Oh, literally my desk. That's not what I wanted to share. This right here, the HollowMark. I don't know. I have no idea how to say this. HollowMark or HollowMark. I don't know. Smart doorknob with keypad, HomeKit over thread. Yeah, this is pretty cool. So I don't know of any devices like this. This is available now. It's only $80. Not bad at all. Comes in 2 colors. I've got one of these. I will show you, matter of fact, right here. So this came in. It supports HomeKit over thread. I haven't installed it yet, but I'm about to do that ASAP. This only supports Apple Home, so it doesn't support the other voice assistants, but it works over thread. And yeah, I'm kind of excited about this. Oh, looks like they have matte black, space gray. Oh, they got a few different colors, it looks like. I didn't see these on Amazon. I might need to get a glossy silver version. Anyways, yeah, this is pretty cool because this is for like an interior door. And if we go back to my screen here, let's see, where was I? Yeah, it just has 2 colors here on Amazon, so maybe they'll have more coming out soon. Supports HomeKit over thread, which is nice. So if you recognize this, Sleek Point Innovation. So this is the same company that made the Air Versa air purifier that supports thread. That's been one of my favorite air purifiers here in the past year or two. Well, I guess the past year or so. It works really well for me, and this company, they now have this new smart lock. So I'm excited about this lock to check it out. I'll let you know more once I get it installed. I have been told that they're going to release another version that has a fingerprint scanner on it as well in the future. So that's really cool. Of course, the price will be a little bit more on that, but I don't think it'll be much more than like $100 or something with the fingerprint scanner. But this is cool. We don't really have any products like this. The only thing that I can see or saw even close for like an interior door is this right here by Yale, and that price is like really high. So yeah, I'm excited to install this for, you know, an interior door like my studio here. I can keep that locked and have a little password for it. Jeff says, I have the Sleep Point app with 4 Air Versas, thanks to Shane Whatley. Nice, 4 Air Versas. So you must like them if you kept buying them, huh, Jeff? Nice. About time someone did inside doors. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that too. HomeKey, no, it doesn't support HomeKey. I think it would have to be a lot bigger. I mean, if you look at kind of the size of this thing, you know, I don't know, the Schlage, well, not the Schlage, the Level Lock does support HomeKey, and that's pretty small. But no, this doesn't support HomeKey. I'm on the wrong tab. Where are we at? There we go. No HomeKey support on this. But like I said, they should have a new version coming out with a fingerprint scanner as well. Looks like an old rotary phone. No one will be able to figure out how it works. And hey, I mean, I'm okay. It depends on where you're putting this thing. I mean, for the most part, where I'm planning on putting it, I don't want anybody else using it anyway, so that would be good for me. I love my Air Versa, so locks coming from them sounds promising. Awesome. Greg loves his Air Versa. Yeah, I'm really super happy with that Air Versa. So excited to see them come out with some more Apple Home stuff. Let's see, do we have any other stuff to go over? I think that's about it as far as, I did get some more smart home stuff. I don't know if you guys want to see them. I got some more stuff in the mail that I'll probably be, speaking of locks, I'll kind of share some of my current projects and you guys can let me know if you have any questions. Tell you what I'll do, let me remove this pinned comment here, unpin that message, and I will do a Q&A. I'm going to start a Q&A. Put your question here. Please just put questions that you want me to, get to in this section. It should be pinned at the top of the chat, and I'll try to go through those questions there and do a little Q&A. Let me know what projects you got, if you got any questions about anything. But one thing, I'll share some of the stuff I've got. Like I said, I got some new projects, some new products that were sent to me. I'll probably try to set some stuff up. Been working on the studio a lot. I was up late last night going through some of my scenes and trying to create scenes with my different nanoleaf stuff in here in HomeKit. And it's really tedious when you have a ton of lights. And I'm trying to incorporate some effects and stuff into some of these scenes. And ultimately, I want to be able to control all these from my little Stream Deck that I have. Where is it? Right here. So I got a little tiny Stream Deck, but I want to be able to control all my scenes in HomeKit from this, as well as different little buttons and stuff. So I've been working on that. And I actually, speaking of locks, the Schlage Encode Plus, which I've been a huge fan of for a long time. I shared this over on Instagram, so you might have seen this if you follow me there. But the Schlage Encode Plus, the batteries went dead on me. I changed out the batteries and then it just would not work anymore. I was having all kinds of issues with it. I ended up removing it from the home, tried to repair it. It would not. Got on customer support with Schlage. So meanwhile, I should preface this and say I haven't had any issues with the Schlage Encode Plus at all since I installed it when they first came out. But this one, it was giving me issues all of a sudden. I got on customer support, did wait on hold for probably like 30 minutes, but then I got a hold of somebody, couldn't figure it out. There was some issue, seems like a Bluetooth issue with the device, and they reimbursed me and sent me a new one. So really happy with the customer support there from Schlage. Just wanted to share that. Schlage lock is over 400. Whew, it wasn't that much. It was like just over 300 here where I'm at. But yeah, Schlage Encode Plus is definitely not cheap, but it's a really nice one. Let me look it up just to show you guys in case you might not know. This was the first HomeKey lock that I used. Let's see, it's a little bit hard to find sometimes, isn't it? Come on, Home Depot, I know you got it. Here we go. Schlage Encode Plus, so this is the one. I actually changed out the design, so I got this one as a replacement instead of the Century, I think is the old one. But it's a great lock. I will say the Aqara one packs a big punch at a fraction of the cost. So it'll be curious to see what people think of the Aqara lock when it comes to, comparing it to this one. But yeah, just happened to be a coincidence that I had some issues with my Schlage Encode Plus. Again, customer support was awesome, and they replaced that, so happy about that. And I'm still using it, and I still love it. Oh, on Amazon, yeah. So like I said, let's see. This is Home Depot. It's $319, so $319 at Home Depot right now. Better looking than most locks, but costs too much. Yep. Oh, it's in the Apple Store too. Okay, nice. I did not know that. Yeah, I would probably, if I were you, Don, I'd probably be taking those Schlage Encode Plus locks with me as well. Yeah, especially as hard as they've been to get a hold of in the past year or so. All right, let's see if we got any questions, and I will try to answer these. We do have a few. Any update on when Level Lock will support Thread? Been waiting for that for my front door. I do not know. I've had very little communication with anybody from Level Lock. I don't know. That was a weird thing. I almost wonder if somebody just messed up when they said that it'll support Thread. I don't know. That was a weird announcement that came out a while ago. I haven't heard anything in terms of that. Question, any difference between the new and old VocaLink floor lamp? Have the previous version and for some reason it's not bright enough. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick for you, Robin. VocaLink floor lamp, and let's see. So here's VocaLink is, sorry, I keep switching to the wrong. I got to get used to having this extra. Why does it want me to put in my country? Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, VocaLink is actually one of the companies that's been sending me some stuff lately to try out. So I bought one of these a while back. I mean, that's super affordable right there for a floor lamp. It does look like it's on sale, but even at $85, not bad at all. Let me see if I can find... I want to try to find the differences. I also got one of these recently. This is like a newer version of their older one. Where's the floor lamps? Indoor lights, I guess. So, I didn't know there was an older one, to be honest with you. Let's see. So I think, okay, so these are the two models right here. Robin, I'm not sure if you're referring to this one versus this one, perhaps, because those are the only ones that I'm aware of. So I did get two of these recently, and I've been using them in my studio. I'll share more on like a behind the scenes. So you can kind of see the, like the product images here kind of show the LEDs facing outwards towards you. I think that's the best way to use this, not facing the wall, because it's not that bright compared to some of the other floor lamps that I've used. Now, I'm told that the other model is brighter, so I think this one right here might be brighter. And some folks at VocoLink, I think they're going to send me one of these. So y'all let me know if you want me to do a comparison. I may do something like that, because there's really no HomeKit or Apple Home floor lamps that are this affordable. So it's a really good option in terms of price. And it's, you know, there's some pros and cons to it, but I'm curious to see if it really is bright, because I tried using the ones that I have like facing a wall. You know how you kind of like light up a wall in a corner or something. It's not very bright. It doesn't work that well. In fact, there's a Govee one that I have back there. You see it kind of creeping out of the corner of the room. That one gets super bright. That's not even turned all the way up brightness, and it's actually facing the wall. So that one is way brighter than the VocoLink one that I have now. But you guys let me know, and maybe I'll do some sort of comparison like that. Marcus asked, how are the outdoor Govee lights holding up? They are awesome. I still love them. Yeah, no complaints there. Really cool. I wish they supported Apple Home natively, but they don't. In fact, that floor lamp doesn't either, but I've got them all tied into HomeKit through HomeBridge, and oh man, they're just so awesome, especially those outdoor lights. Nothing quite like it that you can get on the market. What do you think of LoRa devices? I am not familiar with LoRa devices. Let's see if I can find them. Having trouble finding that online too. I'll have to look that up. I'm not familiar with these, so I can't share an opinion on that. I'll have to check into that. Question, what type of keyboard is it on your desk? Looks like a drop alt mechanical keyboard. Yeah, so this is the Logitech. I need to probably dust it off. This is the Logitech MX mechanical keyboard for Mac, I think is the official name of it. Let me see if I can find, and also the Logitech MX mouse for Mac also. Love them. They work great. Let me see if I can find it on Amazon. Yeah, I've been using these for a while now. Keyboard Mini. It's the Logitech MX Keyboard Mini, I think. Let's see. Where are you at? Yep, this is the one right here. Mechanical Mini for Mac, wireless. Yep, that's the one. I'll drop a link in the chat for you in case you want to check that out, Larry. And it's an affiliate link too. Oh, YoLink is a LoRa company. Good stuff. Okay, well that makes sense there. That's why I saw YoLink pop up when I searched LoRa. Use their garage door opener since my apartment garage door is too far away from my Wi-Fi. Okay, thank you, Andrew, for sharing that with us. I did not know that. Yeah, I've seen YoLink stuff, and I'm familiar with them enough, but I have never used any of their products personally. So. And Jeff says, used for long-range data connectivity, lower frequency than Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Okay, nice. Oh, it's a protocol like Zigbee. Well, you guys know it. Yep, I did not know that. Okay, well, there you go. That's why I wasn't familiar with the brand. Appreciate the insight there, you guys. Yeah, Frederick says, only 41 likes. Hit the like button. Yes, please hit the like button. Thank you, Frederick. Let me see what questions we have. I think we got a few more questions I'll try to get to. How's your grandfather's home doing? Thank you for asking. It's doing well. His automations are still working, so I set up some automations in the Car app. Actually, I've got a Nanoleaf light there too. They were still working well for him. I'm trying to get down there as soon as I can to update his home and update all his devices. So he isn't updated to the new architecture yet, so I've got to get there so I can update all that stuff, hopefully as soon as possible. So I'm trying to do that. Follow me over on Instagram. I'll share, at least over there, if not on YouTube as well, that process once I get there. But yeah, I'm trying to get there as soon as possible to do some updates. But it's still working for him. Last I talked to him, automations are working. He's digging that. When he walks into the room, his lights cut on. He's got those little buttons and stuff that are all working. Do you think standby mode will be able to be used to trigger automations? That's a good question. That would be nice. That would be really cool. I could definitely see them using that as a trigger in shortcuts as a personal automation. Definitely not a home automation, but in personal automations, yeah, that it should be possible. Yeah, that's a good thought. I'd like to see that. Question about standby. I heard that this function is not working in older models, for example, 13 Pro, as well in 14 Pro. The screen is on for max 20 to 30 seconds and then turn off. Can anyone confirm? I don't know, maybe somebody else can confirm. Again, keep in mind these are betas, like it's the first developer beta, so there's going to be bugs and issues. Question, level lock touch is having issues. Support says something changed in HomeKit affecting it and causing it not to unlock and open touch. Have you heard or know of a HomeKit change? I do not know that. I haven't heard this. I don't know if anybody else has a level lock touch or any level lock that's experiencing issues. Seems like that's kind of a cop-out. A lot of times it seems like companies will say, oh, it's an Apple issue when they just don't know what to do or support is unsure. So kind of sounds like a cop-out, but I don't know of any HomeKit change that would affect that. But that is kind of a unique case because it has that, lock and unlock with touch. So it's certainly possible. Which smart light strip with Matter should I get? Well, I've been using the Govee and the Nanoleaf light strips. I like both for different reasons. I'd say the Govee, I actually have a Nanoleaf one right here. Hit the right button this time. So Nanoleaf, so this is a 5 meter strip right here. And they also sell the 2 meter strip, and you can extend this even further. And I'm not 100% sure on how far you can extend it. I'd have to double check that. But depending on how long you need it, Nanoleaf, I believe you can extend longer. So you can get like the 5 meter and extend it beyond that 5 meters. The Govee one can only extend up to 5 meters on the Matter version. So with that said, that may be a factor. Nanoleaf's whites right now are brighter, so the cool and warm whites are really good and very bright, brighter than the Govee. But Govee said there's going to be an update coming soon. I mentioned this in my recent video on the Govee light strip. There's supposed to be an update coming soon that's going to make their whites more pure. Still waiting on that. And with that said, the colors on the Govee, I probably like the colors on the Govee better. They're just super saturated. They've really done a good job with the colors. The colors look really great. So yeah, it kind of depends on your use case, I think. But those are the two, and I'm using both right here in the studio. I keep looking over here because I've got Govee over here. I've got Nanoleaf over here. So I'm using both. But yeah, it depends on your use case, I think. Can you use an NFC tag to lock and unlock the older Schlage Sense to get the feature of home keys? You can, but it's not going to be as seamless. Like if you have a HomeKit lock, any HomeKit lock, technically you can do this. I did this at one point, but it just doesn't work that great. Not near as good as HomeKey. So, I mean, you can try it and see if it works, but and how well it works for you, but it's a delay, and you got to hit the NFC tag just right. It's definitely not as good as HomeKey. Have you tried integrating Crestron or Control4 products into HomeKit? No, I have not personally, but I have heard of people who have, but I have not personally. I want to put an LED light strip in my kitchen on top of my cabinets. Recommendations? Yeah, so I did this a while back. I think if I were to do it now, I'd probably use one of the newer light strips, the ones we just talked about. Again, depends on your use case, how long you want it. Kind of go back to the comments I just made about the Govee or the Nanoleaf. Nanoleaf would be really good if you want like functional bright white lighting in there, for real functional lighting. Let's see, some good options. Onvis makes a pretty good light strip that's more affordable. VocoLink makes an affordable light strip too, so those support Wi-Fi. Nanoleaf works on Thread, that's another factor there. So again, a lot of this stuff depends on use case, but yeah, Nanoleaf I would probably consider for a project like that. And if you wanted to go more budget, maybe VocoLink or Onvis light strips. They sell some pretty long ones too, so those will probably be some options to consider. Did you find out if the Govee light is cuttable? Oh, Brian, yeah, I meant to get back with you on this. So that's a good question. So I was under the impression that it was at first, and they say that it's not. So apparently they're recommending you don't cut it. With that said, I'm almost certain, I haven't tried it with mine, but I'm almost certain that you can cut any light strip at the copper connectors, like, I wish I had one I can show, but each light strip has those like RGB, the 4 copper connectors every so often. If you cut right there, I'm pretty sure your light strip would still work, but they say that it's not cuttable like other ones. So, take it for what it's worth. But like my kitchen project where I put light strips everywhere in my kitchen, I did cut those at the copper, and those were old VocoLink light strips. I cut those at the copper pieces, the little connections there, and then I was able to use other wire and different little connectors to actually run gaps and stuff and continue the power, and the light strips still work. So I'm pretty sure you would be able to do something like that with it, but they don't recommend it. How often do you have to reboot your Apple TVs and or HomePods to resolve an issue with HomeKit? Once a quarter, once a month, once a week? Resolve an issue with, I would probably say maybe once a quarter. I really don't have to do it very much. Every now and then I'll have an issue where, my my automations aren't running right or something, or I'll notice something weird going on with my automations. Maybe something doesn't trigger at sunrise or whatever like it's supposed to. I'll usually reset my HomeKit hubs there maybe once a month, if it's getting kind of crazy, but I really don't. I'd probably reset my Wi-Fi more than anything, more than my HomeKit hubs to fix like Wi-Fi problems. And that's more of a Wi-Fi router issue probably than a HomeKit issue. But I really don't have to reset my or reboot my HomeKit hubs very often. When should we expect the studio tour? Oh, I'm trying to get this done soon. So I'm hoping I really wanted it to be out in the next week or two. That's probably not going to happen in the next week, maybe 2-3 weeks. I'm hoping. So that's what I'm shooting for. Does the Nanoleaf strip react with music and or TV? If not, what do you recommend that works with HomeKit? So nothing is going to work with, none of it is going to be able to do or control those kinds of features in the Apple Home app. You'll have to use the manufacturer's app. You can do it with Nanoleaf in the manufacturer's app. Govee, obviously I did that video on the Govee stuff. They've got some great music scenes and stuff as well. Onvis is another one. That's an affordable one. I really love the Onvis light strip. Here, since I've mentioned it a few times, let's pull that up. And I'm not crazy about all the Onvis products, but I really like their light strip for the price. I mean, you look at $37 for 16, almost 16 and a half foot light strip. I mean, that's a great value for the price right there. And these have great effects. It's got addressable LEDs. So this one, I don't know if you can see right there, it has, oh, I thought it said music control, but it does have a music control and stuff like that as well. Oop, wrong button. Fourth of July Studios tour, interesting. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe I can get it done by the 4th of July. I'll shoot for that. Will the doorknob, will it be available in Europe or at least in Germany? I'll have to check. I might do a review, like a full video on that doorknob, since it's so unique and it's kind of like the first of its kind that I'm aware of for HomeKit. So I'll find out all that information, and yeah, look out for a video hopefully soon on that doorknob, because I'm pretty excited about that. It's the first product like that we've got. So ready for some outdoor cameras. Do you still recommend Logitech Circle View? I do. Yeah, I like the Logitech Circle View. I'm still using one. I don't use a lot of other outdoor cameras. The Eve camera, the Eve outdoor camera is great if you have a lighting fixture to replace for like a floodlight and a camera. And yeah, those are the only 2 outdoor cameras that I'm currently using. Okay, guys, we've ran over today. I'd love to keep going and answer these questions, but I have to get ready for our members stream here coming up soon. So we have that. Again, all you channel members, check the Discord. I'll also post a member comment on YouTube so you can get on that Zoom call, and we will see you guys soon. Thanks to everybody for hanging out today. We had a lot of stuff to talk about. Always fun. Be sure to check back, hit subscribe, and hit notifications, because I got some videos coming out outside of my regular schedule very soon. So you'll get notified for those, as well as when we go live, which is every Wednesday. Come join me here. We can talk about our smart home projects and anything new coming out. You can ask questions, and yeah, we can just have a good time, hang out, talking about smart home stuff. Thank you guys so much again for hanging out, and I will see you in the next video. God bless.